So hello, for those that don't know me, my name's Brian, and for the last 8 or so weeks I've been trying to look after the technical side of our church services to ensure that they do make it onto your screen rather than Chris purely talking to his laptop. So a few people have asked me how we actually make the service and how it all comes together, how long it all takes, etc. So I thought I'd just compile this behind the scenes look at what goes into the Sunday services from a technical viewpoint. So we use a program called Minicam to transmit this service on a Sunday. There are other streaming programs, but this one was recommended to me by somebody else who uses it for various different things, and it seems to work, so why change? The preparation for Sunday's service normally starts on a Thursday evening when I load Minicam, which still contains everything from the previous week's service, and start stripping out all the content that we won't be using again. So that's all the service songs from the week, the prayers, the reading, the talk, if that was a recorded talk, everything that we have in the service that's unique to that service comes out of the system. So the next stage of the process is working out which videos we are waiting for this week. So for this week's service, I know that Ian Wilson's doing the reading. I know that Matt's doing the worship, Suzanne's doing the talk, that we got the pre-service slides and a slightly different way of introducing the service to you all via Facebook with the reminder. Hopefully that will make things a little bit easier to find it on the day rather than having to refresh the page and hope that you catch the start of the service. So I'll make that list and then I'll wait for the videos to come in, normally on a Thursday evening, Friday. So it's now Friday afternoon and I've managed to get most of the videos downloaded now. So we've got all the worship songs, the prayers, they're all now in. The issue that we found through trial and error is that whilst the system can recognise a whole host of different files, it seems more stable on an MP4 and with this is a technical bit, with an audio bit rate of 96 and a frames per second of 25. Now every video that's supplied is supplied at a different length, so we from a different system. So we just run that through a different program. It's a program that I use quite often for video editing called Filmorama, and we just reset the process. And that just converts it, saves as in the standard format, which we know will work. So that has to happen with every video that we use on the service on a Sunday. So it's Saturday morning now, and having converted all the videos last night to the right settings, it's now time to start importing them onto the system. So importing them onto the system, I just choose any of the blank presets. So I have 24 presets that I can use from, and literally just import them all. It makes no difference at this stage what they are. So Live in Hope. And that's number 8, and important I give them a name. Worship. Live in Hope. That way I can find the right part of the service during the service. You notice there's no lyrics to the worship songs as they go on. I'll show you how we do that shortly. So good morning, it's Sunday morning. Welcome to Broadcasting Centre, as it's become known now on a Sunday morning. I'll give you a quick tour of the setup. You notice I have 3 screens. Big screen, that controls everything that is broadcast. I can see on there exactly what's going out at any one time. The laptop screen, that's for the Zoom. So I'll see Chris, Katie, Carol, anybody else that's taking part in the live streams on that screen, and we capture that screen onto the output. And then over here, my trusty mobile, very important. I have the Facebook stream going all the time on that, so I'm watching what's going on there, and it should appear on there about 15 seconds later. 2 sets of headphones. Big Set enables me to talk to Chris and Carol and Katie and anybody else off air, but also to hear what's being broadcast. And then my running headphones I have linked to Facebook Live, so I can hear what's coming out there to kind of check the sound quality there. It does mean that on some occasions I'm actually listening to 3 different things at once, which is a bit difficult for a man, obviously, doing more than one thing at once, but listening to three things. I'm listening to what's been played on the main computer. I'm listening to Katie and Chris talking about what's happening in the next part of the service, but also monitoring the output on Facebook, because although it's a live stream, it is actually about 15-20 seconds behind what's happening in reality. So one of the first things I do on a Sunday morning is I connect the computer to the main hub in the house. I do have Wi-Fi extension and hardwired into the dining room where we broadcast from, but because we're doing so much, I like it going back directly to the main box. I then do a speed test, just a free speed test online, just to check the internet signal. Doing that about now because it means that if there was a problem with internet stability that's highlighted early on, then I can relocate and go into the work office. But it all looks good today. 220 meg download, but it's the upload that's the most important part. But I'm getting 22 meg, 21 meg upload, so as long as that stays above 8 or 9, we're fine. So I'm not anticipating any problems, which is always a relief. So 9 o'clock Sunday morning, this is where it all starts, a Zoom call with everybody involved in the service to enable the final parts of the setup to take place. So by 9:30 the final checks are done, everything's set up, all the screen captures are set up in place, sound checks have been done, and it's time for a cup of tea and make sure we're all ready to go before we meet again at 10 to 10 rather, for prayer before the service starts. We are live, but we do have a few issues in that the fact that the whole system just crashed.
As we pray in our individual homes, around the nation and the power and the glory of our
And the mic's off. And yours forever, Jesus Christ, my living boy. Doesn't matter, Chris, I'm with you. Sing at your own pace, in your own tune, in your own tone. It's what I do. We're on the last chorus, so I'll be back to you both soon. Okay, coming back in a few seconds. And the mic's off. That's alright, I'm just doing the last few slides. Bear with me a second. So I hope you've enjoyed this behind the scenes look at how we transmit. It's been an interesting week with that computer crash, but never mind. We got there in the end, and I suppose all good things come to those that wait. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and a couple of questions I've been asked. How long does it all take? The average church preparation is probably 3 to 4 hours during the week in getting everything set up. Then obviously 9 o'clock round to about 12 on a Sunday. So probably 6 hours in total, but I'm just really privileged, or feel really privileged that I'm involved in these services, and really pleased that it is reaching into so many homes and that you're finding it so useful. But it is a real team effort. Yeah, a real team effort. I'm just one part of that team in getting it transmitted. But Chris, Katie, Carol, all the worship leaders, everybody who speaks, Suzanne today, it all comes together to form the one service. So yeah, I like I've said before, and like others have said, we just feel so privileged to be able to bring you church on a Sunday in this manner. Take care.